Hi, everyone. We start with the Western Hockey League as the Lethbridge Hurricanes rang in the new year the way any young man would want to, in a hotel in Swift Current with no party and an early curfew. But their dedication to the cause paid off. They erased a 3-goal deficit, scoring 5 unanswered goals in the third period to knock off the Swift Current Broncos by a score of 6-4 yesterday. The Canes will return home to the NMAX Center tomorrow night, where they'll host the Edmonton Oil Kings. Game time there is 7 o'clock. Now, the Medicine Hat Tigers began the new year with a bang and then a big thud. First, they were involved in a huge trade with PA. The Tigers shipped Jaden Hart, Dylan Bosenius, and a 6th-round Benham draft pick in 2014 to the Raiders for Logan McVeigh, Zach Hodder, prospect Connor Hobbs, and a 2nd-round draft pick in 2013. Now, Hart had requested a trade after choosing not to return to the Tigers for the second half of the WHL season. Tigers were in Saskatoon last night, and it was all Blades in this one. Brett Stoven capitalizing for his 5th of the year, making it 6-0 in the third. Then the Blades were on the power play here. Matthew Stransky to Brendan Walker to Adam Cambite, 7-0 for the Blades. The Tigers did eventually get on the scoreboard, though. Dylan Brado with a shot. The save, puck to the corner, but it was centered for Logan McVeigh, his first as a Tiger. There it is. How to make a good impression with your new teammates. Medicine Hat was on the power play here. Hunter Shinkarik across to Elgin Pierce for his 14th of the year to make it 7-2, and frustrations boiled over after that goal. 7-2 the final. Tigers are in PA tonight. That should be a good one. Team Canada had the day off today at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Ufa, Russia. The Canadians had a bye into the semifinals, so they awaited the winner of the U.S.-Czech Republic contest, and it's the United States that would open up the scoring in this game. First period, they're on the power play, and Flames prospect Johnny Gaudreau scored. It's 1-0 U.S. of A. The U.S. would add to their lead with another goal on the man advantage, and it looks like a carbon copy of the first one. Gaudreau with the second to make it 2-0. Now with the Americans up 4-0, they're shorthanded. Riley Barber in the break and scoring with a great move, beating the Czech goalie. 5-0 now. Later in the second, the Americans on another power play, and Gaudreau finished off the hat trick. 6-0 after 2, make the final 7-0. So the Americans now face Team Canada tomorrow in the semis. And in the other quarterfinal today, it was the host from Russia up against Switzerland, and the Swiss would give the Russians all they could handle. They'll pick it up with a game tied at 2. Sven Andrighetto got his own rebound there. He scored to make it 3-2 Switzerland. Time running down in this game. The Russians in the power play. The rebound went to Nikita Kucherov. He buried it. Game tied at 3 with less than 2 minutes to go. We had to go to a shootout, and that's where the Russians ended up winning it. So no doubt they were breathing a huge sigh of relief. 4-3 the final score for Russia, and the Russians will now face Sweden in the semifinals. The NHL and its players' union are inching closer and closer to an agreement to end the lockout.
Well, it's better to be meeting than not, but I'm not saying anything else more about it.
The fact that we're involved in a continuous process is something that I'm glad to see, but we're clearly not done yet.
And it's more optimistic than they're letting on. The two sides met again this morning after trading offers and counter-offers over the past couple of days. The NHLPA is now racing against another deadline at midnight Eastern. A disclaimer of interest takes effect to disband the Players Union, and the two sides will meet again at around 6 o'clock our time in New York City. The governor of Pennsylvania says he will sue the NCAA over the stiff sanctions imposed against Penn State following the Jerry Sandusky child sex abuse trial in July. The university agreed to the sanctions, which include a 4-year ban from bowl games and a $60 million fine. The money is earmarked for child abuse prevention programs, but state and federal lawmakers have raised objections to the money being spent outside of Pennsylvania. Sandusky, a former Penn State assistant coach, is currently serving a minimum 30-year prison term for sexually abusing 10 boys. Jackie, that is the sports.
Okay, we're going to lighten things up now.
Oh, good.
You know, as a kid, you always tried to build the biggest snowman you possibly could.
Yes, I've done that.
London, Ontario man has made this one.
Oh, my.